now Decoder Ring Theatre presents the continuing adventures of Canada's greatest superhero, that scourge of the underworld, hunter of those who prey upon the innocent, that marvelous masked mystery man known only as the Red Panda! The Red Panda, mysterious crusader for justice, hides his true identity as one of the city's wealthiest men in his never-ending battle against crime and corruption. Only his fiancée, Kit Baxter, who joins him in his quest in the guise of the Flying Squirrel, knows who wears the mask of the Red Panda. This episode, the Endgame.
Please, do not struggle so, my friends. Even if you could escape from those chains, each of you is acting as a counterweight to balance the other. If one of you should manage to slip your bonds, the other would fall into the vat of acid below.
What are you, the narrator?
It's always acid, isn't it? No one ever thinks to hang us above a vat of porridge.
A vat of porridge?
Don't mind him. He skipped breakfast.
I have waited so long for this moment, and like the decadent fools that you are, you strip it of its rightful dignity.
Ain't we a pair of stinkers?
What were you hoping for, Commander Varkin? Something more like Varkin, you diabolical fiend? You're beaten and you know it,
said the man in the death trap.
Cute.
You and your merry band of fascists have been a menace to this city and its people for too many years, Varkin. And now it is over at last.
Yes, it certainly is.
You know, it kind of takes the wind out of our sails when you give up that easy.
But we're willing to accept your surrender.
That is most gracious of you, and most unnecessary.
And he changes gears again.
That's been what kept your goon squad in business, isn't it, Varkin? The ability to change its spots. First, the economic attacks of your supposed ghost ships.
Then using supervillains in your schemes to try and take us out of the picture.
You even tried to turn the city against itself with the creation of the Third Wave.
10 out of 10 for adaptability.
But when you were sent to prison, your organization adopted the techniques of organized crime and dubbed itself the Syndicate. And in the end, that was your undoing.
Indeed, it was. Those committed to the teachings of our great leaders were loyal to the vision of the new order we will bring to the world. But our ranks were thinned by you masked menaces. The criminal scum whom we were forced to employ could not be trusted to hold their tongues. They were greedy, careless, and when captured, they told all they could in hopes of saving themselves.
And as a result, the police were able to capture and convict your entire network. You're finished, Varkin. Your mad ambition to control this city and all of its souls will never be realized now.
You are most correct, Red Panda. But there will be other cities, and they will fall quickly into line when they see what will happen to yours.
You think it changes things if you kill us?
No, my dear flying squirrel. I think it changes things if I kill every man, woman, and child in Toronto.
What?
I think it changes things when this city lies ruined, abandoned. A house of the dead that none may approach for a generation. I think that changes things a great deal. And that the next city might not resist quite as hard as this one did.
How could you possibly attempt such a thing? Your criminal network has been destroyed from the top down.
Not quite the top, hero.
Holy moly, it's the Golden Claw.
You remember. How nice.
So you were the mastermind behind the Syndicate's criminal enterprises. No wonder it was such a slippery fish.
Charming to the last. Varkin, shouldn't we be going?
Deserting the sinking ship with the rest of the rats, Claw?
You don't really trust this little minx, do you, Varkin?
You are an ignorant fool, Red Panda. Turning to the Golden Claw to assemble the criminal enterprise we used in our campaign against your city was pure expediency. It is true. But in time, she came to see the advantages of a grander scheme, of remaking the world in our own glorious image. Is that not true, my love?
Of course, darling. But the police cordons are closing in. If we are to get away, it will have to be quickly.
Yes, of course. If you will indulge me for one moment, my flower, I will simply pull this switch.
Yes, of course.
Who says romance is dead?
Are your hands free yet?
I was waiting for you, Pappy.
Before I leave you, Red Panda, enjoy this small taste of the future.
It's some kind of gas coming out of the sprinklers.
Are you all right?
Yeah. You?
Bad luck, Varkin. The treatments that made us immune to our own knockout gas must have rendered your poison harmless to us.
I don't like this.
Start rocking back and forth. When we gather enough momentum, we'll leap over the acid pit.
And still you struggle. Don't you see? You will perish horribly, mere hours before the rest of your city dies. And you are powerless to stop it. You can never stop me now. Never!
Perhaps not, darling, but I can.
You fool! What have you done?
Boss?
I see it. Get ready.
I thought you believed.
Yes.
Almost there.
You told me.
Now!
I lied.
Boss, get down!
Hold it right there, Golden Claw.
Don't you boomerang happy idiots know a rescue when you see one?
I know cold-blooded murder when I see one, sweet pea. Varkin was a monster, but he deserved better than that.
You have no idea what he deserved. No one knows that better than I. I built the Syndicate. I could have run this city once again, but they couldn't keep politics out of it.
You used the money and manpower of Varkin's secret army to rebuild your criminal empire, but you were never more than a hired hand to them.
Do you honestly think you know what is happening here? Varkin hated losing more than I ever did. He truly meant to destroy the city, leaving nothing behind.
So, blowing his brains out was high-minded public service?
What if it was? The city belonged to me once. I swore it would again. Why should I let that pompous, jackbooted gas bag destroy what is rightfully mine?
And now it is over.
No heroes. Now it begins.
What?
You think that was poison gas Varkin hit you with?
Then what was it?
A doomsday weapon. The ultimate spoil sport tactic. When your city resisted his efforts, he had his scientists breed a race of germs so powerful, so destructive, they can wipe this city from the face of the earth, leave it standing as a scar, a ruin, a warning to anyone else who might oppose him.
Boss?
If he released such a plague in this room, it would have destroyed both of you, too.
Guess again. I'm immune. Varkin had a vaccine created, more than enough for this entire network. Of course, most of them are behind bars now.
Then there must be more of this cure somewhere.
Good guess, but the cure is the least of your problems.
Boy, I'd like to know how that could be true.
I found out Varkin meant to do the deed tonight, to release the contagion by 2 independent means before evacuating the last of his soldiers. That's when I knew I couldn't wait any longer to stop him. But I couldn't do it alone.
If you needed our help, it might have been an idea to stop him before he gassed us.
Not at all. Now you are motivated.
Motivated?
Temper. I have seen this plague at work, Red Panda. It is not a pretty thing to watch. In aerosol form, the contagion is weaker. You have perhaps as much as 2 hours to live.
Is that the good news or the bad news?
The bad news is the sickness will start to make you weak within an hour. Soon after, you will hardly be able to stand, much less fight. And once the virus kills you, your corpse will become a breeding ground for the contagion. Wherever you fall, death will spread like wildfire.
Boss, what do we do?
Are we a contagion risk now?
No, the weaponized virus cannot live outside a house for long. The virus cannot spread until the sickness has run its course.
You say there are 2 points of attack?
Yes. Sadly, I only know one. The virus will be introduced into the water reservoir at precisely midnight. At the same moment, another attack will be launched somewhere in the city.
That doesn't really help us all that much.
There must be troops at the reservoir. Someone there might know the rest of the plan.
Or someone at the laboratory where the vaccines and antidotes are produced.
And where is that?
Don't get pushy. You'd never get in without me. And forget about hypnosis. I'd make you tear my mind apart first, and you know I'm strong enough to do it.
Boss, you can't seriously be thinking about trusting this little witch.
We both want the same thing, to save the city we believe to be ours. We can resume our private war later.
Boss, this isn't right.
I know it, Squirrel, but we don't have much of a choice.
What?
Take her to the laboratory. Find the cure and use it.
Me? What about you?
I've got to stop the plot at the reservoir while there's still time. If there's no clue at the labs to the location of the second site, Get as much of the cure as you can to Dr. Carlson at the General and Dr. Davis at the University. Get them to synthesize as much as they can, and have O'Malley give the order to evacuate the city.
How will I find you?
Keep the beacons locked on the radio rings, just in case.
Wait!
Squirrel, there's no time!
Make time. Come here.
Oh, my. I always suspected.
Shut up, you.
Oh, and Squirrel, if she gives you any trouble...
Yeah?
Kill her.
Will do.
And who says romance is dead?
All right, gentlemen, stay on your toes. We are at 1 hour, 32 minutes before midnight.
Griffin, will you please can the countdown already? We got wristwatches of our own, don't we?
Watch your mouth, you.
Shut up!
Gentlemen, this kind of squabbling is unacceptable. This is exactly what brought our operation to this point. Ace, you joined the Syndicate believing it was a criminal ring. You are one of the few who remain of your kind.
What kind is that exactly?
Treacherous little criminal scum. That's what kind.
Ray, Commander Varkin has elected to keep Ace on board. His expertise with high explosives will be needed in the next city. Ace has taken the oath of loyalty just as you did.
What can he know of loyalty?
What's that? My kind, you mean?
That's enough. In 1 hour and 29 minutes, we wipe the slate clean. I want no slip-ups before then. You all know what to watch for. If the lights cut out, if men start disappearing, if anyone hears a laugh that seems to come from nowhere, we blow the tanks early. Orders of the commander.
Best idea I heard all day.
You two, take your positions at the far doors. Nothing gets through. Ray, take Brett and guard those tanks. Ace, take that Tommy gun and patrol the area. Double time.
What does that mean?
It means you've got 4 minutes or we start shooting.
Now go.
Sure thing, don't get sore. Big shots. Who do they think they are, anyway? Nobody pushes Ace Kirby around like...
Hello, Ace.
You!
If you cry out, you'll wish you'd never been born.
I wish that already. What are you gonna do?
That depends on you.
They're expecting you.
Men have expected me before.
They don't aim to stick around. They're just gonna blow those tanks and run for it. You know, destroy the evidence.
Evidence? What is it you think is going on here, Ace?
I don't know. Please, don't hurt me.
What do you think is in those tanks?
I don't know, all right? I don't ask a lot of questions. They offered me a chance to stick with the gang. I didn't have no place else to go. They're pulling one last job and splitting town.
One last job? Those tanks are full of plague, Ace.
Plague?
Germs. Disease. They aim to murder every man, woman, and child in the city as an example.
You're crazy.
You know better than that. Did they give you an injection? A vaccine?
What? You mean you're serious? They're really gonna kill all those people?
Unless we stop them.
We? What are you doing? You haven't hit me or hypnotized me or nothing.
I don't have much time. You may have nowhere left to go, Ace Kirby, but you can still redeem yourself.
Don't talk like that.
Like what? Like your mother, Kirby? She never gave up on you, did she?
No, she didn't.
She's out there tonight. Just one of the million they plan to destroy, isn't she?
You don't play fair.
No, I don't.
Ace, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. That was Griffin. Tall guy, green coat. If anyone here knows, he will.
Ace!
It's sure thing! Hold your horses, I'm right here. See, I'm right here! You are listening to the Red Panda Adventures from Decoder Ring Theater. Your address for adventure, mystery, and comedy.
Who's there?
Stand easy, boys. It's me.
Golden Claw? I thought you left with the commander's unit.
Commander Varkin is leaving nothing to chance, and neither am I. How is work progressing here?
It's slow. Most of the available manpower is on the assault units. Packing up the labs isn't the highest priority.
Once the contagion is released, how are we supposed to...
All of our people have been vaccinated, remember? If anything gets left behind, we're the only people in the world that can come back for it and live.
Do you have any idea what will happen in this city once the plague is unleashed? It will tear itself apart at the seams. In the short time between the first attacks and the final death, who knows what chaos is likely to be unleashed? And within days, there will be a military cordon to run. We have an hour and a quarter. These labs must be moved, and now!
Don't tell us. Tell them. There aren't more than a dozen guys left to finish the job.
Open the door. I'm sure I'll be able to motivate them.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
What? You? How did you get past the guards? And the security doors?
That would be telling. Just wanted to disabuse you of the notion that I need your help.
Really? Where's the serum kept then?
Shut up.
This way.
Stick to the shadows, Princess. These aren't your men, they're Varkin's loyal nut jobs. You won't be able to bluff your way past them.
You look terrible.
I can't imagine why that is.
Stay down!
What is it?
There. Those boxes being loaded into the panel truck. That's your serum.
Good thing there's loads to spare. If the boss is feeling as lousy as I am, I don't much like the odds tonight.
What are you going to do?
Most of these jokers aren't much to look at.
They're scientists. They created the contagion. Most of the remaining soldiers are in the field.
Lucky me. I count 2 of them with guns.
The driver is almost certainly armed.
Let's call it 3 then. Wait here.
What are you going to do?
I think you know exactly what I'm going to do. You stay here. If someone manages to yelp to Heckle and Jekyll at the door, they're your problem.
What's that?
Just a little old smoke grenade. Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
Look! Smoke! I can't see! It's them! It's them! Get out of here!
No, stay and fight, you cowards! Stay and...
What happened? I can't see!
Help me!
Sound the alarm!
What's going on here?
It's nothing. Return to your posts.
But we heard shots. There's smoke. What in blazes is going on here?
Don't worry about it. It's not your problem.
You.
Yes, me. Well, well. I see you found the serum. You don't waste any time.
It didn't seem like there was a lot to waste. There were syringes over there. Ugh, I hate needles.
It beats the alternative. Believe me. Are you certain you got the dose right?
It's written right here on the side of the bottle. Come to think of it, it's on every bottle in the box. Probably in all of the boxes, unless I got lucky.
So what?
So, it's weird, don't you think? A secret society unleashes a doomsday weapon, but they put nice, clear labels on the bottles the cure is in. Look at it. This thing's got everything but a slogan and a jingle.
Maybe I'll have to come up with one.
You think you're awful clever, don't you?
Well, one tries.
You got to the lab rats. They were working for you, not for Varkin. That's why you made so much of this stuff. And that's why they made with the nice, clear labels. You want them to unleash this plague, so you can peddle the cure to the highest bidders.
And just imagine how desperate they will be. They'll pay anything. Anything I ask and more. I knew I could take care of that pig Barkin. But I needed assistance to liberate the supply for my new enterprise. You've helped yourself to a dose. But that'll be on the house, hero.
You're scum.
What are you going to do about it? The serum has some nasty side effects, as I recall. It's left you dizzy and weak. You can barely stand.
Very clever. But there's one thing you don't know.
What's that?
Hold it right there.
What?
Keep her covered, boys. She's got a gun.
I had a team of strapping young agents meet me here. Nice work, Mr. Tully.
Thanks, boss lady.
No! Stay back! All of you! Stay back or I'll kill her! She's too weak to dodge bullets. Stay back!
Squirrel?
She's right, Mac. You'd better take the shot.
What?
Last chance, lady.
No! I'll kill all of you! Oh!
Just like Griffin said.
Yes.
You look terrible.
What time is it?
11:45.
I'm a little surprised that I'm still alive.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. I'm even more surprised that you're still alive.
Just lucky, I guess. Why did they set all this up all the way out here in the bluffs?
The prevailing winds.
What?
They're about to launch a rocket attack. Fill the air above downtown with as much of that poison as they can. They needed an unobserved launch site to the east to make use of the...
Are you all right?
That question is a little comical under the circumstances.
Oh, no you don't. Pull it together. I just did the only decent thing I've ever done since who knows when. It ain't gonna be for nothing.
I don't know what to tell you, Kirby. I can barely stand, and there are a dozen armed guards around that rocket.
You're too used to being the toughest guy in the room. You look for the brick wall to run through instead of the open window.
What?
Those 5 guys in lab coats? They don't look so tough.
Did I mention that I can barely stand, much less fight?
So what, we quit?
You're starting to annoy me, Kirby. Whatever you do, don't stop. Help me.
What is it?
I need to see them.
Do you know what you're looking for?
I'm hoping I'll know it when I... Look there.
Where?
That one. With the beard and the clipboard.
You don't look that happy.
He certainly doesn't look like an ideologue.
What?
Quiet. I have to concentrate.
What?
This technique was never my strong suit. And it's risky at the best of times.
What are you doing?
Hoping my luck holds.
What do I do?
Guard my body.
Guard your... What? Why don't you guard it?
Because in a moment, I won't be anywhere near it.
What? What's happening? Where did everyone go?
Dr. Julius Harker.
The Red Panda!
Don't bother calling for help, Harker.
How do you know my name?
The same way I know that your cries will bring no help. None of this is real. We are at this moment inside your own mind. In the real world, you are standing quietly, looking preoccupied.
Preposterous!
I don't have a great deal of time to argue the point. I need you to stop that rocket.
I can't. It's impossible.
I can feel your thoughts, Harker. This mass murder isn't what you signed on for. You built this rocket. You can stop it.
There are too many of them. It's too late.
I know what you've been thinking. This is a 2-stage rocket. The thruster fires, then the capsule that holds the contagion releases. It releases at the apex of the arc and disperses wide.
Please.
But if you could detonate the rocket's fuel cells on the ground...
Yes.
The explosion would vaporize the disease before it could be released.
Yes.
Harker, you must do it. You must stop this fiendish plot before it is too late.
Me? Why don't you?
Because at this moment I am too weak even to stand. I may have only moments to live.
The disease?
Yes. And I will be only the first of millions, and all of their blood will be on your hands. You made the choices you did, Harker. You threw in with the forces of evil because it was quicker, easier, but it is never too late to do the right thing.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Harker, are you all right?
Yeah, I just remembered something.
What is it?
I just remembered. I must calibrate the fuel cells.
What? Makes sense, man. We launch in moment.
And if you want this mission to have any chance of success, you will get out of my way and let me do my job. There, just give me 1 moment.
What are you doing? Stop him!
Thank you, Red Panda.
No!
Hello, you.
Kit, you're all right.
Nothing gets past you, does it, sweetie?
Did Golden Claw try a double cross?
She tried. She won't be trying it again. Ever.
Really?
It wasn't pretty.
How long was I out?
3 days.
3 days?
You're lucky to be alive. The agents and me were homing in on your signal, but out on those bluffs, we'd have never found you in time without that fireball.
The rocket? Was it?
Blew to pieces on the launch pad. I'm assuming you had something to do with that.
Was anyone...
There were almost 20 Syndicate men on the ground. They were all blown to pieces.
All of them?
If anyone was anywhere near that rocket, there's not much left of them now.
I'm sorry for that.
You care to explain that remark?
Someday.
And why exactly were you palling around with Ace Kirby?
Kirby? Where is he?
Relax, Puddin'. He's in a safe house. The boys are sitting on him till his story checks out. When we ran up, he was protecting you. Wouldn't let the agents get near you. Gave Big Jake a fat lip, if you can believe it. He didn't back off till he saw me. I'll head down there in a while. You want me to cut him loose?
I want you to give him the oath.
Ace Kirby? An agent? You're not still delirious, are you?
He came back to the light, Kit, and he lived to tell the tale.
I don't understand a word you're saying, but you're alive, so I'll humor you. Try to get some rest. The Syndicate is finished at last. That was their endgame.
Maybe so, Squirrel. But the game never truly ends. You know that. It never ends at all.
And so concludes another adventure of the Red Panda! This recording and the story, characters, and situations contained therein are the exclusive property of their creator and copyright holder, Greg Taylor, and are produced and distributed by Decoder Ring Theater through arrangement with him. These recordings may not be rebroadcast or redistributed by any means for any reason without express permission. Until next time, when Decoder Ring Theater brings you the further thrilling adventures of Canada's greatest superhero, this is Stephen Burley reminding you DecoderRingTheater.com is your address to adventure!
The Red Panda Adventures, Episode 47, The Endgame, was written and directed by Greg Taylor with original music by Andrea Lyons and featured the vocal talents of Gregory Zed Cook, Peter Nichols, Stephen Burley, Scott Moyle, Kevin Robinson, Shannon Arnold, Clarissa Donetta Landon, and Greg Taylor. Until next time, for all of us here, good night.